We are going to make a recipe which I like to call Kale Delight. Now, a lot of people, when they think of the idea of kale, if they've never had it before, they think, oh, I'm not going to like that. It's going to be bitter and I'm not going to enjoy the flavor. That's not true at all. Kale has got a wonderful flavor, especially if it's fresh, and you mix it with some other ingredients and saute it. So what we're going to do is take our kale, a bunch of kale, it is just a handful of kale, and again, you'll decide how much kale you need based on how many people are coming to dinner. The first thing you have to do, of course, is wash the kale. That does two things. It takes off any dirt, and it actually gives the kale a little extra moisture for the sauteing process. The other ingredients we're going to be using are going to be lemon, garlic, tomatoes, mushrooms. Tonight we're going to be using baby bells, but I also love to use shiitake mushrooms. They've got an extra little zest of flavor, and walnuts. So let's take a look at how we put all this together. It's really a delicious side to any meal. Here's a closer look at those ingredients. We have the kale, we have a lemon, in this case half a lemon, 1 tomato, some garlic, 4 mushrooms, and a handful of walnuts. The other important ingredients are going to be salt, pepper, and olive oil for the sauteing process. Now we've got all of our ingredients sliced and diced. Mushrooms are sliced. The garlic, tomatoes, and the walnut pieces I kind of crumble when we cook it all together. The next part of the process is going to be slicing up the kale, and let's take a look at how we do that. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is cut up the kale, slice it really. And the important thing to know is that the kale, like many green leafy vegetables, has a big spine. You're not going to want to enjoy cooking the spine or eating it. So we'll take a look at how we slice that. Lay down the cutting board, and we're just going to be slicing the leaves away from the spine. Still leaves us plenty of vegetable to eat. So we just cut along the spines, and at some point you can actually just pull away the leaves. When you cook kale, it becomes a lot smaller, so you can start with what looks like too much kale and end up with the perfect amount. Okay, we're starting with a hot pan and adding a little bit of olive oil to that hot pan. One thing about cooking kale is that it cooks fairly quickly. We're going to start with the garlic, a few things of garlic, get them going in the hot pan. As soon as the garlic is moving on and getting flavored, we will next add the kale. Okay, here goes. Kale's going into the pan with the sizzling garlic. See right away we're getting a reaction there. Next I'm going to put in the tomatoes and the mushrooms and the walnuts. Everything goes in. Like I said, this dish cooks fairly quickly. The extra flavor you're going to get is from using the lemon. You can use half a lemon or a whole lemon. I like to use a lemon squeezer because it gets more juice out of the lemon. Now generally you can just do this for about 2 minutes and the whole dish is ready. The other option is if you've got kale that's maybe a little bit fresher, or you don't seem to be cooking it quickly enough, you can put a lid on top of the pan, and that will certainly get things going for you. But generally this is a very quick dish, so you want to have all of your other food prepared before you do the kale, and then this is the last thing that will be going on to the table. At some point in the process, what I like to do is add a little bit of sea salt. And this dish is just about ready to be served.